Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. We're having a great morning here. It is Saturday morning, and of course Saturday is supposed to be my sewing day, but I ended up sewing yesterday and not cleaning, so I've been doing my running today, but I'm still gonna sew. I have done some interesting things this morning, so I thought I'd bring you along, let you see what I've done. I'm just gonna kind of talk to you real quick. I had to go feed my addiction. I'm sorry. Yes, I have one. It's called Frazzle. If you haven't heard of these things, they're like a mix between an icy and a slush puppy. I treat myself to these things every few days. Okay, got my mess cleaned up. So now I got my, this is mango. If y'all are wondering, it's mango. I ran across these things in Kentucky when I was there to see my son. I've had at least one or two a week since I've been back. I love the mango. It's my favorite flavor. I've had blue razzmatazz, I think it's what it's called. My sister has had the Bahama something. It tastes like a banana Laffy Taffy. Really, it does. And she has had, I think what's called tiger's blood, and she said it tastes like coconut. I like the mango. Oh yeah, and if y'all may notice this. This is Vera Bradley. This is a cup I got in my FabFitFun. Yeah, that's what I drink this out of. So I hope you guys are having a great day. First thing I'm going to talk to you about is some projects that I'm working on to complete. Now on the 16th, which was National Sew a Jelly Roll Day, y'all know I did this, the tree skirt. I'm finishing it. I went today and got my fabrics to do my backing and my binding, and I'll just refresh your memory what my tree skirt looked like. I have it right here. I'll go in and open it up to where you can see what it looks like, and I'll step back just a bit so you can see the whole thing. Now, it's not your traditional Christmas colors. Well, I mean, it is red and green. But I think this is called, what is it called? Fig tree or something like that? Fabric. This is my Christmas tree skirt. And, of course, I got flaps back here on the back. But that's what it looks like. So, I was looking through my fabric bin here that I have, and I just didn't have anything that I thought would back it, you know, really good. And I'm not wanting to go a bold, bright color, but I did want to kind of stay in the same thing. Now I'm going to show you a color here. Let me see if I can. Okay, there's a panel that has a good showing of the color. I kind of think this is the color I say, this color. I wanted to go a lighter color because if I want to, I can actually flip it the next year and have that lighter color on it. Highly unlikely because I like these colors. I like reds and greens at Christmas. It may not be your traditional, but I went to my local quilt store and got this. And if you are in North Louisiana, you may be within driving distance of this little quilt store. It is in Mangham, Louisiana. It's called Stitched in Faith. Y'all go check it out. Go see Miss Dee Dee. Tell her I sent you. I talked to her this morning. She's not there all the time. Oh, and I'm sitting here throwing all kinds of stuff in front of my mic. Y'all notice I'm not wearing the mic anymore because I noticed just whenever I moved, it was picking up sounds. I need to get one of them furry looking mics, but it's supposed to be sound cancellations. But I am going to show you the things that Miss Dee Dee showed me, because she showed me something that I've never heard of before, and she showed me a quilt she did with it, and it was beautiful. She said she didn't have to pin, not one pin. That would be stupid. But okay, anyway, let's get started with my backing fabric that I got to do my tree skirt with. Now, I know this is not traditional, but this is what I got. I thought this would look fabulous with this. I think that'll be a really pretty backing for this. But look at what my binding, because I kind of wanted my binding to stick out a little bit. And what other color sticks out than this green in this thing? So, let me get it to where you can see the green and the... I want you to see the colors that I'm playing on here. Okay. These are the two colors right here that I'm playing on. So I've got my backing in that color. But look what I have for my binding. I got that green for the binding. So I'm going to bind. And let me get my receipt out of there. I'm going to bind it. This is like a grunge in this green. And so that's going to be my Christmas tree skirt that's finished. But before I get my Christmas tree skirt, and I can tell you what I got 3 yards for backing. Although it only costs for like 2 1/4, I had enough remnant out of the panels that I made the tree skirt out of to be able to make my grandbabies some Christmas stockings. So I'm going to also back them in this color because one's going to be a boy and one's going to be a girl. So the only thing that's going to make it different, I'm going to make little painted wooden name tags that go with it and put their names on it in maybe different colors. I don't know. They may both be in black. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to do that. I'm going to paint the wooden labels, and then I'm going to possibly permanent vinyl their name on it. So, and then get some cute little ribbon to tie it on there with. So that's my Christmas tree skirt. I know several people during National Sew a Jelly Roll Day had said they wanted to see an update of the Christmas tree skirt. And I do want to bring you guys along with me on this because, you know, this is my first National Sew a Jelly Roll Day that I did. And I'm loving the tree skirt. And today when I was in my quilt shop up there, now like I said, it's my local quilt shop. It's called Stitched in Faith. It's in Mangham, Louisiana. Miss Dee Dee was telling me about a quilt show she's going to have. And she did show me the Jelly Roll quilt that they made also on National Jelly Roll Day. Now, Miss Dee Dee was telling me about a quilt festival that they're having. And she told me I need to bring a quilt. And I told her, I only have one quilt. And they backed it for me. She did it on the long arm and all that. And she's like, well, bring it. And I'm just like, to me, there was nothing special about that quilt other than that was the first big quilt I'd ever made. And it's not a big quilt. It's a lap quilt. But she told me she had to have 60 quilts. So if you are in the area and you do quilting and you have a quilt you would like to display, get in touch with her. I will leave her information in the description. You can give her a call. There are some finishing touches that they request to have on your quilt. Like you do need to put I don't know what it's called. I call it a tunnel. You put, so they can, how they hang it, they can hang it on the wall without damaging your quilt. You do have to have your name on your quilt. She said you could pin your name on there, but it's best if you like name tag your quilt. But if you're in the area or you're anywhere near the area, Northeast Louisiana, get one from her. You know, the more the merrier. So the next quilt I'm working on, this is something else I'm finishing. This is what I sewed on all yesterday. This is going to be my grandson's quilt. Now, Olivia, if you're watching, don't be looking at this. So, oh, and about the quilt show, she has to have all of her entries by October 27th. So, I'm going to try to get this video up and out way before then. So, Olivia, quit watching. I don't want you to see the quilt that I'm making for Fisher. So, Fisher's going to be my grandson that is born in December. And, of course, his name, Fisher. We're going with fishing name. But I'm not really going with fish. But this is the close I could get. But this is his quilt. It's finished at, I think, 49.5. And I originally got the idea because I have a layer cake that I was going to make him a quilt out of. Well, it ended up not being what I used. So I had this fabric. I found this fabric. And you'll be able to see I've got little sailboats. Then I've got anchors. And then I've got big sailboats. Hope y'all can see that. Got big sailboats there. And then I sashed it with a light gray and a grunge. It's a dark gray grunge. So I wanted to do a backing for this. And I imagine this is more going to be like for tummy time. Not for bed, not for carrying around. Because it is quite large. But I went in to find the backing for that, and Miss Dee Dee and I was looking at fabrics, and she's real good about that. You can show her kind of what you have and what you want to go with. I actually took some little pieces. I had a few of these squares left over, and I took them in there and we figured it out. But I wanted to kind of go, I wanted a marbly, maybe solid color. I was thinking maybe going a light gray. But when I saw this color, I thought this is the color I have to have because I'm going to lay this all up here on me. This is going to also be my binding. And I like that blue because it pulls out the dark blue in the sailboats here. And it pulls out the anchors and that. And it's for a little boy. So, you know, blue is perfect. Perfect. But I'm just kind of showing you guys what my ideas of what I'm going to be finishing here. And I'm going to try to finish this one maybe this weekend. Maybe. But I got a whole bunch more sewing I need to do. But this one has got to be finished. That's for a baby shower for the 14th of October. So. And so that one's got to be done first. I want to get a lot of tops done. And then behind you, I have another top that I want to go on and get backed and sewn. And let me show it to you. That's it. I think I might have shown this to you before. But it's probably a 3 foot by 3 foot. But yeah, so I want to get that one also backed and sewn. I hope to be getting a store up and running real quick because I'm going to have a lot of extra stuff just because I love doing this. I'm going to continue to sew, and I mean, I know I could put it like in a local market thing, but there's a lot of people that don't have access to handmade, homemade stuff, and this is definitely going to be handmade, homemade, made with love for sure, because I love doing this. Now, the last thing I want to show you that Miss Dee Dee told me about, never had I heard of this, never. It's made by ODIF, O-D-I-F. I think it's called 505 Temporary Adhesive for Fabric. No stain, acid-free, no CFC. I'd never heard of this. And, guys, it's $12.99. Well, from her it is. I'd never heard of this, but she told me how to use it. Look at this. I'd never used this. Now, I'm going to use this on this baby quilt. This quilt. I may use it on my tree skirt. But, yeah. I think this may be a game changer because it takes me anywhere from an hour to 2 hours to sandwich my quilts. And how she told me to use this is you take your top, your quilt top, of course, and turn it upside down just like you're going to pin it. You spray this on the back of the top, and then you put your batting on top of that. Make sure it is perfectly straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little pen that I got. This little pen right here that I got in my sew sampler. I'm going to use this. I'm going to flatten my seams really good. I'm going to make sure my seams are perfectly flat. Then I'm going to spray this on it and then put my batting down. And once I have my batting completely smooth, and my dining table, I think, will open up big enough for me to, I have a butterfly table, or butterfly leaf table. It'll collapse. You fold the leaf up, and it drops down, and you can collapse the table. I think it's called a butterfly leaf. I'm not real sure. But that's the kind of dining table I have. So I can open it up. And I think I'll be able to fit that baby quilt on the whole thing. And I can do this. I'll just throw one of those plastic tablecloths on it, so I don't mess my table up. I'll spray my batting then with this and then lay my backing on it. Now, for my backing, I think I am going to do an embroidery label on it that has Fisher's name on it. And then it has, like, Made with Love from Grammy, because I'm Grammy. It's going to say Made with Love from Grammy, Cathy on it. And I'll sew that all down at the same time. I'll probably use a light gray fabric, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to use to do the label, but yeah, these are the projects I have going on. Hopefully, I will have them finished a week or two, because I know I'm going to be sewing on other stuff too, because I have too many project boxes that I've had, subscription boxes that I've had come in that I want to do. But I thought I would just stop in and chat with you guys a little bit. Tell me what you've got going on. If you have any tips or tricks in this sandwiching deal, because that's the whole reason that panel, the yellow, black, and white one that I showed you, that's the whole reason that one's not done, because I don't like sandwiching. I know I could take it up to the little quilt shop I told you about, Stitched in Faith, and they would do it for me, but it costs a lot of money. But you know what? That's the price of it. You either do it yourself or you pay somebody to do it, and it's not cheap. That's why if you sell quilts, you will never, well, I don't know, I have seen some quilts that do make the amount of money that you should make for making a quilt. When you make a quilt, it has to be out of love, not trying to make money. You know, you just have to love doing it, because otherwise you don't need to do it if you're trying to do it to make money, because this is not a money maker for sure. Some may be, but quilting is very expensive. Just to tell you, those 3 pieces of fabric, that navy blue, the tan with the X's on it, and that green grunge, just those 3 pieces of fabric and this. Sit down. I don't want you falling out of your chair either, so you may have to buckle up. $95.12. But how I look at it, I'm sorry, y'all. I know that just made a loud noise because I just realized my mic is right there and I just dropped that on the table. But how I look at it, $95.12, I'm going to have a Christmas tree skirt that's going to be an heirloom. You think about what makes the most, and what's the most important for you, like at Christmas. And I think about it and I'm like, oh, I could go buy a tree skirt from Michael's or Hobby Lobby and it'd be just as pretty. But then I think the things that were most important to me at Christmas were things that my grandmother made or my aunt made. My mama, she cooked. That was very important. My mama cooked, and my mama's a very good cook. My mother is a fabulous cook. It didn't trickle down. I can survive. Oh, I see this though, the amount that I spend on this, I'm going to have 2 items. I'm going to have a handmade baby quilt to give my grandson, and then I'm going to have a handmade Christmas tree skirt that when I'm dead and gone, I hate to say it like this, but my kids are going to have to fight over. Or I may make them one too. I don't know. I may let them tell me what kind of tree skirt they want. I don't even know if they're going to put up trees. I don't know. But, because I know I didn't last year. I didn't put a tree up last year at all. Nothing. Because I had no kids here. My son is stationed out of state. My oldest one, she works and she's a pharmacist, so she may have to work on Christmas Day, and if she's not, she's probably resting. And my youngest daughter, she's torn so many places that she has to go for Christmas that I don't expect anything. I don't want to add to their troubles. I'm like, it don't have to be on Christmas Day, you know, just come see me whenever. But you know, now that I'm going to have grandbabies, I'm going to have a lot of Christmas stuff. I'm going to enjoy it. So you will be seeing Christmas crafts. You will be seeing, closer to Christmas it gets, I'm going to carry you to a few shops that I like to go to around Christmas time. And if you're in the area, you probably know about these shops. We've got a couple of that in a neighboring town. We don't have gift stores or anything like that where I live. It's very, very rural. Farming community. Very rural. But there is a neighboring town that has some of the most beautiful Christmas shops. And then at Christmas, they're just amazing. Fabulous. But yeah, I'll bring you guys along for that. So y'all just stay tuned, because Christmas is my favorite time of the year. And it is September, and I'm already getting geared up and started for Christmas. So that should tell you something. I've been watching Hallmark Christmas movies since July. So my husband he thinks it's crazy. I pay for TV channels because they have Hallmark. And I can watch Christmas movies. Nothing like it but then to watch Christmas movies and get in the spirit. But you know, he may not be too fond of the 64-degree thermostat, but it's got to get cold enough so I can have hot chocolate. So, you know, do what you got to do. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like this type of content, please feel free to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And every time I upload new content, you'll receive a notification. And as always, I love it when you leave comments. I do respond to each and every comment personally myself. I do not have moderators. I do everything on my own. I am a one-person show here. I do all the recording, editing, everything. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.